Okay, class, I am back, and we are going to learn about some Arctic animals. There are several different Arctic animals here. We learned about one yesterday. It was the walrus. Let me get my paper. Hold on one second. Okay, so let's be ready to listen very carefully. After I read to you about some Arctic animals, I'll send you a cool video so y'all can watch and learn a little bit more about Arctic animals, okay? So pay close attention. It's time to be a little bit patient. Use your listening ears. Put your hands in your lap. We're going to sit quietly. And we're going to turn our thinking brains on. We're going to button our mouths. And here we go. God gave us the Arctic. Hold on. Okay. Here are Arctic animals. God made all kinds of different Arctic animals. So here's a page of all different types of Arctic animals. I don't know if you can see it very well because of my lights. Let me see. I'm going to dip this down a little bit. Maybe y'all can see a little bit. One of the Arctic animals is polar bear. We have an Arctic fern is what this bird is called. We also have yaks, are Arctic animals. We're gonna a yak is one of our letters that we're gonna learn about tomorrow. We have Arctic foxes. Arctic hares is a type of rabbit. We have a lemming is an Arctic animal. A snowy owl is an Arctic animal. And then up here is a caribou is an Arctic animal. Let me see if I missed any. Oh, and then of course the polar bear. I don't think I said anything about the polar bear. We have a polar bear as an Arctic animal. I think I got them all. These are all different types of Arctic animals. So what it means when we're talking about the Arctic, if you notice, everything on this is a very, very white. Why would it be white? Because the Arctic has a lot of snow. And we're going to learn a little bit about that today. So, who made our big, big world? Can we think? Who made our huge world? This little cat doesn't want to stay. She doesn't want to listen. She is not an Arctic animal. Let's see if she'll stay. There we go. She's going to listen very, very carefully and very quietly. So who made the Arctic? God. Exactly right. God did. God made people and animals that live in many different places. God made many animals that can live in ocean waters. We've learned about those. People and other animals live on land. People usually like to live where the weather is warm most of the time. Do you think you could live in a place that is as cold as ice all the time? Ooh, it would make me very cold. I don't know if I could do that. There is a very cold place, and it is called the Arctic. It is at the top of the world near the North Pole. The only place as cold as the Arctic is Antarctica, which is where penguins live, which we've all learned about penguins. They live in Antarctica. It is also very cold there. So we are going to learn about the Arctic fox, the lemming, and the Arctic hare. And I wish I had pictures I could show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a video about each of those, a short video. That way you can actually see. The picture that I have isn't very good, and I don't have anything else I can show you. So we're just going to talk about them quickly, and then I'll send you a video about them. Although the Arctic has very cold weather, God created animals that could live there. God made animals in a special way so that they could survive such coldness. God made some Arctic animals take long naps during the very coldest of times of the year. He gave some Arctic animals heavy coats of thick fur and layers of fat called blubber. Today you will learn about 3 Arctic animals: the Arctic fox, the lemming, and the Arctic hare. Which Arctic animal looks a lot like the dog? Let me see if I can show y'all really quick. That would be, look at them. We're moving this kitty now. That would be the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox looks like a little bit like a dog. He actually looks a lot like a dog, just a white dog. He lives all of his life in the Arctic, just beyond what is called the tree lines. That's where the trees stop growing because of the cold. God made the Arctic fox smaller than other foxes or dogs that live in warmer places. God gave the Arctic fox smaller ears than other foxes, so his ears wouldn't get cold. God also put fur on the bottom of his feet. What color is the Arctic fox? So, now see the picture of him? He's white. My finger is pointing to the Arctic fox. He's white. Do you know that his fur can actually, I guess here he looks like he's white, but his fur can actually change color. It is a gray-brown in the summer, and in the winter, it is white. God made his beautiful fur to protect him from danger, as well as from the cold. His fur helps him hide in the whiteness of the winter snow. If the Arctic fox decides to sleep in the cold snow, he uses his thick furry tail to cover his feet and nose like a blanket. The next Arctic animal we're going to learn about is the lemming. This little lemming down here, this little brown guy at the very bottom. The lemming is a chubby little animal about as long as your hand. If you put up your hand, it's 4 to 5 inches long. He looks a little bit like a brown mouse. But God gave the lemming thicker fur, a stubby tail, and hairy feet. When the lemming is scared, he makes a loud hissing sound. Can y'all hiss? Hiss. That's what the lemming does when he's scared. I lost my place. Lemmings burrow in the dirt and dig holes for their homes too. Lemmings eat grass, birch shoots, mosses, and small plants called lichens. The next Arctic animal we're going to talk about is this big rabbit that we see over here. Barely see him. You have to look really closely. That is the Arctic hare. It's a rabbit that can live in the cold of the Arctic. He is also called a snowshoe hare because his big feet help him to walk on top of the snow. The snowshoe hare's fur changes color to protect him from his enemies. What color is his fur now? It's white. You're right. In the winter, his white fur helps him hide in the snow. In the spring and the summer months, his fur turns brown to match the dirt. The Arctic fox is a good burrower. He digs and burrows in the snow or in the dirt, and he lives together with the other foxes in the tunnels that they have built. Arctic foxes eat mostly mice, store extra food in in their burrows. When it is very cold, they cannot get out or hunt for food, so that they'll eat the food that they have stored. God gave the Arctic hare ways to be safe. A mother Arctic hare builds a home called a form. She has her babies there. The babies stay in their home all day while the mother hare goes to look for their food. When the babies grow bigger, they can go alone. God gave the Arctic hare long ears to help them hear and big eyes to help them see. If an Arctic hare sees an enemy, he can race away very fast. He goes on his big feet. So let's think really hard real quick. We'll have a few questions, okay? What keeps Arctic animals warm? Very good. That's thick fur and blubber. Where do Arctic animals hide their food? Remember, it's cold, so it's not going to get very bad. Very good. They just hide it in the ground. They hide it and burrow it in the ground. Why does a snowshoe hare or an Arctic hare have big feet? It's like snowshoes, so he can walk very easily on the ground. All right, that is what we're going to learn today about our Arctic animals. And again, today we learned about the Arctic fox, the Arctic hare and the lemming. Tomorrow we're going to learn about some other Arctic animals. Remember that Arctic animals, of course, live in the Arctic, and it's cold all the time. It's so cold. I would not want to live there. You think you would want to live in the snow all the time? Might be fun to visit, play in the snow, but I don't like cold very much. All right, well, thank you guys for listening and using your listening ears. Like I said, I'm going to show you some cool videos that y'all can watch so that you can learn more about the different Arctic animals. And tomorrow is going to be a whole new day. We're going to learn a whole nother letter. I know we're going through letters so quickly today because we're getting so close to the end of the school. Anything other than that? Tomorrow is, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Today is chapel. Wednesdays is always chapel. So if you want to let your parents know if you'd like to join in on the chapel, it is on our Facebook page. You're welcome. I want to say that they record it live. I've kind of gotten on there. So even if you don't, it starts at 11 o'clock every day. Even if you don't catch it live, you're always welcome to view it anytime. It'll be posted on the Facebook page. If anything else comes up, I will let you know. I'll kind of post it or let your parents know what's going on. There should be a few things going on since we're getting close to the end of the school year. Hopefully I guess I will see you guys soon. Y'all just keep working hard. Send me your pictures. I will send you lots of stuff about Arctic animals, and we will go from there. It's always so hard for me to say bye because I never want to leave you guys. But I will see you tomorrow bright and early with some more fun stuff for us to do. Keep working hard. Keep doing such good work like you've been doing, okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.